Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be going over my first ever House of Representatives prediction. This is a video I've wanted to make for a while, and I didn't really have time to do it, but now I'm finally going to get to it. So this is my first ever House of Representatives prediction. So starting off, we're going to do the states that have some key races. Alabama has a likely seat that they fixed because of gerrymandering. But there's really no competitive seats in Alabama. But in Alaska, we have Mary Paltoa up for re-election. She ran last year. She's in a Trump plus 10 seat, but she won by 10 points. She ran against John McCain's former running mate in the 2008 presidential election, Sarah Palin, but Sarah Palin lost by 10 points. I think this is actually going to be a lean seat. I think Paltoa probably wins by about 5 or 6 points. I think it'll narrow up a little bit, but Paltoa is pretty popular among people who live in Alaska, so I think she narrowly wins. Headed over to Arizona, we only really have one competitive seat, which is the 6th district, which is held by Juan, because I can't say that name, sorry. But I think, from what I know about him, I think it'll probably be a lean, because he won it in about 1.5 points, but Biden won by 0.1 points. And I think that the Republicans will have control of Arizona's districts. Arkansas, we don't have any competitive, but in California, we have a couple. First up, we have John Duarte. He is in a Biden plus 11 seat and won by 0.4 in 2022. I actually think that this is going to be a lean Democrat seat. I think just based upon the fact that he barely won, and it's such a Democrat, it's such a liberal seat that I think the Democrats are Adam Gray is gonna win there. So yeah, there's that. Next up, we have David Valadao. I don't know too much about him, but I think he wins by tilt. He won by 3%, but it's a Biden plus 13 seat. I think he narrowly takes, but I think Mike Garcia is gonna win by a lean. Just because he is performing pretty well in such a liberal seat. I mean, as you can see here, it's a Biden 12 seat, but he won by about almost 7 points. And then we have Kevin. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his last name. I think that's gonna be a lean seat. And Katie Porter's seat is she's retiring, but Dave Min is her successor most likely. Since it's a Biden plus 11 seat and she won by 3.4, I think it's gonna be a lean for Katie Porter's district. I believe that is all we have. So yeah, that's all we have for California. Next up, we have Colorado. In the 3rd district, it's going to be Adam Frisch again. Jeff Hurd. I think from Adam Frisch narrowly lost against Lauren Boebert. She beat him by, I believe, 500 votes. Just because based on how conservative this part of Colorado is, I actually think it's going to be a tilt. But at the presidential level, it's pretty conservative. But at the House level, I don't think it is. And Adam Frisch did extremely well in 2022. And then this is a new district for Colorado, Colorado's 8th congressional district. And I actually think this is going to be a lean for the Democrats because it is a part of the Denver suburb. So I think So I think it'll do that seat will do pretty well for the Democrats. Next up, we have there's none in Florida. We might have some. I think nope, never mind. None in Florida. Next up, we have Georgia. Do we have any? None in Georgia. Iowa. We have one. So in the 3rd district, we have Zach Nunn, who narrowly beat Cindy Axe in 2022. He beat her by 0.7%. At the presidential level, Trump won it by 0.3. I think this is going to go to Zach Nunn as a lean. I think Iowa has definitely been shifting to the right since we had Obama. So, yeah, there's not much. In Kansas, none. Maine, we have one. So this seat, the second district, is held by Gerald Golden, who actually won it by the same margin that Trump won it at the presidential level. Now, a lot of people really think that this is going to be flip seat. I actually disagree with that. I think Gerald Golden is a pretty popular representative, and I think he wins it by a lean margin. And to the people who say Jared Golden is not going to win, and you think that Trump is going to win Nevada by like 5 points, yet Jackie Rosen is going to win it by like 2. The same argument can be made here. I mean, it's really that simple. There's going to be split ticket voting, and I think people are going to vote for Gerald Golden and Donald Trump in Maine's 2nd congressional district. There's no arguing about it. So next up, do we have any competitive Maryland? No, we do not. Massachusetts, Michigan is our next one. So we have Dan Kildee, who's retiring. He's from Flint, which is the 8th district, and Alyssa Slotkins is retiring to run for the United States Senate. She's in the 7th district. As you can see here, Dan Kildee, retiring. He won his seat by 10 points in 2022, but Biden only won it by 2 points. I think this is going to be a tilt Democrat seats because of Flint and Saginaw, and those are some pretty liberal cities in those districts, but many like to argue that it will not go to the Democrats, but I think it will. And we have Alyssa Slotkins' seat. I think this is going to be lean. This is where Michigan State is located and pretty liberal, and it includes part of Oakland County, which is one of the most liberal counties in the state of Michigan. So I think it will be a lean for whoever's running. I forget his name. Curtis Hurdle. I think Curtis Hurdle will win that seat. Next up, do we have any Minnesota? Not in Minnesota. Next up, Montana. I think this one is going to be a lean for the Republicans. Ryan Zink won it by 3 points in 2022. The Democrat, I forget who her name was, but she put up a good fight. I remember watching that race. Nebraska, second. I think Biden won it by 6.3 in 2022, and Don Bacon won it by 2.7 in 2022. I think this is going to be one of the flips for the Democrats. I think it's tilt Democrat. I think this narrowly goes. I think whoever the Democrat nominee is will barely win that district, but still win it. Next up, we have New Jersey. We have one race, which Tom Keene won it by 3% in 2022, and Biden won it by practically 4%. I think this is going to be a tilt Republican seat, just based on the fact he won it in 2022. This is his first term that he's serving. I think it'll be tilt for him because New Jersey is pretty liberal. And in New Mexico, we have Gabriel Vasquez, who won narrowly. I think this is going to be a lean seat for him. Biden won the district by 5.9 in 2020, and Gabriel Vasquez, won his seat by 0.7 in 2022. So I think this will be a lean for him because he seemed to be pretty popular. And headed over to New York, we have a couple seats up in play. Let's go to Anthony D'Esposito, which was a 14.5% Democrat seat, and Anthony D'Esposito is a Republican serving his first term. I think this one is going to be a lean Democrat. I think maybe even likely, but I think it'll be lean. I think this because when we look at his district down there in Long Island, it's super liberal in that area, but because as the further you get out into Long Island, it becomes pretty more and more conservative. But I think in that part of it, it's still pretty liberal. And so I think that's going to definitely be a gain for the Democrats. Same can be said for Michael Lawyer's seat. I think he's going to lose re-election. That is the Biden plus 10 seat, and that's like the suburbs of New York, you can say. And this one, Mark, I think he wins by tilt because I feel like that's part of a more rural area of New York, but it's still pretty liberal. I think my guess is he wins by about half a point to a point. So this is my New York. So next up we have North Carolina. The first district is in play. Biden won it by 1.7. Don Davis. I think he narrowly wins re-election. Because that's one of the blackest regions of North Carolina. It has a lot of black population, so I think that'll be a narrow win for the Democrats there. Ohio, in the 9th district, we have Marcy Kaptur from Toledo, Ohio. She's pretty popular. She's been in for many terms now. She's in her 21st term. She's been serving since 1983, and Trump actually won that district by 3%. I think this is going to be a lean to likely for Marcy Kaptur. She's pretty popular. I actually have not met her, but I'd like to meet her because she seems like a very nice person. So I think it's going to be lean to maybe even likely because she has won, like I said, 13 points in 2022. I might even give it likely to her. Actually, I'll just leave it as lean because there are a lot of rural parts to her area. And then next up, we have Amelia Sykes, who represents the Akron, Akron, Ohio area. I think she wins by also a lean. As you can see here, Biden won that district by 3%, and she won it by 5.4. So that's another extremely populated black area of Ohio. So I think that is gonna go to her by a lean margin. So we have 5 seats left. Oregon is one of them. The 5th district is represented by Lori DeReamer. This is a Biden plus 9 seat, and she won it by 2% in 2022. I actually think this will go to the Democrats, barely narrowly, because Oregon is an extremely liberal state, and so it's hard for me to see a way that she can win. I mean, obviously she can win, but it's the amount that Biden won it by is a little hard to see for her to get a path to win. So next up, I believe Pennsylvania is the one we have next. We have the 8th and 7th district. This one, Susan Wild, she's been serving since 2018. This is her fourth term, and she won her seat by 2%, and Biden won it by 0.6. I actually think this will be tilt for the Democrats. I think she narrowly wins because it's going to narrow up. Biden barely won it, but it did shift to the left a little bit. And next up, we have Matt Cartwright. I think he wins also by tilt, just based upon the fact that is a very that's a somewhat liberal area, Pennsylvania, and they both represent. I think Matt Cartwright represents Scranton, which happens to be where Joe Biden is from. And so next up we have, what's next? So let's go to Tennessee. Texas, I believe. Nope. Is that it? No, I think we have like one or two. Virginia, I think. Nope. Wisconsin is the last one. I think that this one is going to go to Derek Van Orden by a lean margin. As you can see, Trump won it, and he both won it by about 4 points each. This is an area that Obama did pretty well in back in 2008 and 2012, but the Democrats don't appeal to the blue-collar workers anymore like Obama used to, and so I think that's a big part of it. This area of Wisconsin is definitely shifting to the right a lot, so there's that. I believe we have one more seat to go. It's in Washington. I forgot Washington. Oh my goodness, sorry. The 4th district, I don't know why that is like that, but that should be a safe Republican. Sorry about that. So, here we have, the 3rd district. It is being held by, Mary Perez. She won it by 0.8%, and Trump won it by about 4 points. I think this is going to go tilt to her, because this represents a lot of the suburbs of Seattle, and, so there's that. So this is my July 2024 House of Representative prediction. I believe the Democrats win by 3 seats, which is extremely narrow. I do believe that it's possible that the Republicans can win it, but I find it hard to believe that they're going to win it when they were so unproductive and the American people were upset with the lack of work that they were doing in the House. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what other videos I should make soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and stay tuned for more videos.